It really has been nice, and we were saying today, we've done longer trips, like we've done close to 3 weeks before, but we've come to find out that really 2 weeks is the nice amount of time. Anything beyond that, I start getting a little like not tired of it, but just you just want to get home kind of thing, you know. So yeah, so I think.
Well, you get tired of eating out.
You get tired of eating out. Yeah. The fun kind of goes away after the second week, and then you get where you got to start washing clothes. And that's not fun to do in a hotel.
But Barry, you know what's been so nice is we're retired. This is the first time we really can say I haven't had to worry about any IBM thoughts or anything. It's been just when we get home, we get home. That's the way it is.
You know that sick feeling when you know how it is when you be on vacation and you're like on your last couple days and you're thinking, oh gosh, I gotta go back to work. I mean, that's a whole nother thing, you know. Going home and not having to work, that's no problem. But going home and having to then start back to work, that's horrible. Do you find yourself that you're missing work at all?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But actually, it looks like I am going to be going back part-time. My former supervisor, it was the group that I really enjoyed working with the most. She called me yesterday and asked if I'd be interested in coming back at about a half-time, 20 hours a week. And I told her I would be.
Yeah.
I've been out now for 3 months, and I've had a good time to rest and walk and take time off.
Yeah.
And also, really commit on these multiple projects.
Yeah.
But I think working a half-time, I did not hate my job. I enjoyed it. I just was at that point, especially after Terry passed, I felt, well, I can't do this at the same level, at the same rate.
Right.
But this will be a lot more key. You just come in and do your whole planning probably on the computer or whatnot, and then you go home. You're not in charge of anything. So I think it will be fun, and I think it might give me a nice balance because it only be 3 days a week, about 6 to 7 hours a day.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it going to be like are you going to go in every day just for a few hours, or just a few days a week?
I think when I go in, probably the 2 to 3 days a week, I will probably go into work. For me, I could not work at home. I have too many distractions at home.
Right.
It's just maybe it's a very old school way of going to work. For me, means going to work.
Yes.
It's the whole experience. Again, I enjoy the people I work with. I liked my job.
Yeah.
This one would not be the job I left in June. That one was a lot more intense and a lot more managerial. This one is plugging numbers and computer work. It's a lot more key and a lot fewer hours. I think it will be a nice little
Distraction. No, I think that's and I think that's a good idea because, like you said, it gives you that social interaction. You didn't mind your drive in. It was a kind of a nice, relaxing drive in, from what I understand. And then you're not having the pressure that you had when you were doing it full time. And yeah, I think that's great.
She was to call me this afternoon. I guess she was going to call me about the family, but it will work itself out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm potentially looking at maybe Tuesday,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just do whatever. And over time, if I got tired of it, it's a lot easier position just to say, I've just decided just to go ahead and fully retire at that point. I knew that this might happen. You actually have to be out of work for over 3 months before they can even offer this. I think it'll be good. I think it will be you'd get a good balance with things. Because I've got a pretty normal the church volunteering and things like that. And I guess because of this coming up, I've been a bit reluctant to I guess reach out and get sort of like a full-time volunteer job anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually just as much a job as anything else.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's something.
It's funny you mention that because here's a story Ken's going to tell you.
Well, I went on Facebook this morning, and I had a message from my former manager, and he said, I'd like to, he used the initials F2F. Do you know what that means? Face to face. He says, I want to have a face to face with you. I told Tracy I thought it was pretty much IBM lingo when they do that F2F, but she thought it was generic across the board. But anyway, he says, I want to have a face to face with you to talk about some things, and you'll get a meal out of it. Give me a call at blah 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 when you have a chance. And I told Tracy, I said, oh, I guess he just wants to, because now he's more experienced in the job, because he was a new manager when I was there. I said, maybe he just wants to, now he knows more questions of what to ask me to pick my brain. And she says, no, I think they're in so much trouble. They're going to try to lure you to come back to work part-time. And
that sounds more like potentially consulting or something like that.
yeah, and I told Tracy, I said, I cannot, Barry, my job was getting crazy at the end, and I could not stomach facing that again. I told her, I said, well, honey, if it gets down to where we need some money, I'd rather work at a car dealership washing cars or something than having to deal back in this business world, which I never was a lover of in the first place.
The only thing is, the drive, and now I said, well, maybe they'll tell you can work at home a couple days a week. If that were me, if that were just me, I would jump at it, just because if I could work at home and my manager said you could work at home a few days a week, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I don't get as torn up about it as Ken. Ken gets stressed out so easily. But I told him, if he wants to do it, he can try it, but he doesn't feel like he wants to. Of course, we're not sure that's what it is, but I can't imagine that it would be anything else. It sounds like that's what it is. Maybe in like a part-time contracting type job or something like that.
Yeah, that's I would agree. I think that's what it sounds like. So, they need a certain expertise. Well, Ken doesn't have that expertise.
Yeah, it's like they wouldn't have to train anything. But Barry, I'm telling you, it has been such a weight off my shoulders experiencing this retirement life, and I have peers that have said, oh, I'm just going stir crazy. I can't stand being at home. Hey, I'm not that kind. I love being at home. Tracy loves being at home. We enjoy each other's company. We have each other's company. And as Tracy said to me this morning, because of Terry, you just don't know how long you have on this earth, And why do you want to spend it at IBM? I said, Tracy, don't worry. I'm not going to fall for however they sugarcoat it. It's not going to be as sweetsy as they make it sound. I said, so.
I don't know. I don't think he wants to do it. I mean, like I said,
I know I don't want
if
to
I
do
could
it.
do it at home, of course, my manager doesn't offer me that. But if I could do it, I guess she doesn't want me back.
Well, Tracy was in her satellite location. Her main hub for her people were Raleigh. So they're not going to come back to her. They can't, because it has to be a Raleigh person they offer things to. My home location was Atlanta, and Raleigh was the satellite, so it was like role reversal.
But I think they're having a lot of trouble, since they started with IBM making people go back into the office. They've lost a lot of people, and from what I understand from my group, they're not getting it. They have higher tickets out there, but they're not getting anybody to fill the spots. And I think now they're in a crunch. They don't have the expertise, and they don't have the bodies to do the work. And it's because of the things that they put out there, going back into the office, that all the people left. And I think that's what they wanted, but I think now too many people left, and they've lost all their knowledge base, and I think they're in panic. They're in panic mode now, but shoot, you should have thought about that before you made those decisions. Everybody that could retire pretty much did retire when they said you had to then go back into the office. But I don't know. I mean, we'll know more, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Ken didn't even think of that. I said, of course that's what it is. I mean, I guess Ken thought he just wanted to ask some business questions over a meal, but I don't know. I think it's a job offer, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's funny that, that just happened, and then you just got that call from your manager.
Well, I think they think, okay, by now they've got 3 months of retirement. They're getting stir crazy, and they're getting sentimental about the old job, and yeah, they'll come back. Well, you were in a different situation, and I understand. I love the people I was with, but I'm not willing to make that drive, to go in. And so anyway, and the Mustang wouldn't like to drive going that distance,
Ken he'd be in an accident within a month.
Yeah,
I just know it,
Yeah, she goes.
We got some near misses on this trip.
Yeah, they're on the GoPro.
Oh, here's the scary part, Barry. When we were driving you around in Georgia and stuff, and Ken was getting sleepy, at least it was on level ground, no big cliffs or anything. Here in Utah and Wyoming, we were... The what? Yeah, that's where Terry said it was like deliverance.
Yeah, poor Terry.
No, and that's when he was falling asleep, right? So, but I'm so used to it, it doesn't faze me. But here in Yellowstone, like going through the park, you'd be driving along a two-lane road, and there'd be a drop on the right-hand side, straight down. Wait a minute. And Kim would be driving, and he would be sleepy, and my toes would be like curling on the ground.
Barry, she was extra sensitive, because that's her biggest fear. And she says, "You're hugging the turn, you're hugging the curve. Stay in the middle." I said, "Tracy, the other cars will sideswipe me if I get in the middle, So I was okay. She just was.
I wasn't nervous when we had the tour guide driving the bus, but we. Bless his heart. But then again, I'm like Terry now. How I used to be. I'd drive anywhere, and now I'm scared. I'm scared to drive.
She wouldn't even step in and offer to drive now.
I hate that I've become like that.
Which is not the way the girl I married would drive anywhere.
I'll drive to. I know. Like I'll drive to. I didn't even give it. That's what I think about now, and I think I didn't even give it 2 thoughts.
Barry, there's no Cracker Barrels up here.